making my pour over coffee in my tent. Rained all night. Thunder and lightning. I had a lightning strike that was really close somewhere in these trees right out here. All the hair on my, because I was in my tent, I didn't have these on yet, and it just made all the hair on my arms and stuff just like stand up for a split second. And that strike came in, and the crack of the lightning was so loud, it was almost deafening. It like literally hurt my ears. Then the thunder to precede that was immediately after. And it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. It was scary. I only had one of those. The rest of the thunder and lightning went by me. I had a couple other ones that were nearby, but nothing too crazy. And then about 1 o'clock in the morning, there was a robin right there. 1 o'clock in the morning, there was a tree that came down, and it woke me up. The tree coming over woke me up, and I laid in my tent and listened to this thing, and it was close. I don't know where it was. I mean, what can you do? Like, you don't know if it's coming for you or not. You just laying there in your tent and listening to this thing come down. And man, what a racket did it make. It didn't hit me or anything. I didn't see it this morning. It must have been out in the woods, but it was loud enough to wake me. And Jen would attest, if it woke me from a sleep, it must have been significant, because like I sleep like a log. I don't run earplugs. I don't need earplugs. I love the rain on the tent. Anyways, yeah, it's a crazy morning. This is how I make my pour over coffee. Sitting in my tent. She knows I'm here. She saw me, I didn't see her. She's a little nervous because she knows I'm here, but I just wanted to say I absolutely love it out here. I never felt more alive in my life, ever. Trying not to be emotional right now. I'm sitting here in my tent just listening to the birds. You can hear them. Some people find them annoying. I find it being so peaceful. And then I'm having breakfast and chatting with Jen with my Garmin, and this deer just strolls on in through this meadow. Oh, there's another one coming through the meadow further back. And I mean, just 40 yards from my tent. I got a gravesite there with pretty flowers and tombstones. It's just amazing. You don't see this stuff sitting at home. Like, I've never felt more alive. I mean that. I've never felt more alive in my life, ever. There are like 4 or 5 deer way out in that meadow, way out and back. I don't know if this camera will pick them up. You see them out there? There's like 4 or 5 of them out there walking around. They walk through the meadow like a little mist. Just enjoying the morning. Grazing. Just strolling along. Check that out. Wow. This is just awesome. There was a baby just off its spots, and it was running around. It was running around playing. By the time I found my phone and stuff, it was off in the trees to the right. But that one was really cute. Just got packed up. It's 12:15, right? I said I was getting started early. Well, yesterday I did a lot more miles. I did 11.2 miles, set me up really good for the next 2 days. I only got to do 6 to 8 today. I was just enjoy resting in the tent. I got day 85 edited, which made me feel good. Got that all ready to go. and I'm working on a few others. One thing I want to talk about, was on my heart to talk about, was yesterday you probably heard me mention on top of Big Butt that my ankle was sore. And I haven't really talked about this. I just realized that this morning. Just before we got into Clayton, my sister and I hiking together, I started getting soreness in my left Achilles. And I really think that was a major part of me totally cranking my leg on day one on a rock. I mean, most people would have went to the emergency room as hard as I hit that leg, and I didn't talk about it. I didn't talk about it to the ladies. I didn't want to scare them. I didn't want to scare me. And I didn't want to take me off trail. I mean, I really cranked my front shin, and my whole leg swelled up and really bruised really bad. And I think that led to swelling in my whole leg, and it led to soreness in my Achilles and in my ankle. And we hiked into Clayton, and I got into Clayton. I went into Outdoor 76, and they're great people. They asked if I had any soreness. I told them. The look on his face scared the bejesus out of me. He's like, "Oh, that's going to take you off trail." We rested for 4 days. I got new shoes. Hindsight being 100% 2020, the shoes they gave me were not right. Sorry, Outdoor 76. They were not right shoes for hiking. They were not right shoes for my size. They had a really high stack height, 22 millimeter stack height, a lot different than heel drop. Just had a lot of foam, a lot of zip foam. They were topos. I love them. But my weight, my size, I blew the stuffing right out of that zip foam. That zip foam, I blew it right out. And I called them about 70 miles in, asking them if I could exchange the shoes. And they said, "Oh, you can't hurt that foam that fast. You're fine, you're fine." So I hiked with them through the Great Smoky Mountains with heel soreness all the way through. And so I've been battling with that. When I was home for 3 weeks, I tried to get in to see a physical therapist, a specialist, to look at my foot, maybe doing that bag. I'm telling you, crash. Those bags will not hold steady. They will not sit anywhere. So I couldn't get into a physical therapist to save my life. They couldn't get me in there. And so I did, like, what everyone else would do. I did a whole day worth of YouTube research, a whole day. I'm talking 10 full hours of just searching, scanning. And I finally came across some doctors who were talking about the difference between tendinopathy and tendinitis. Okay. And there's actually a huge difference between tendinopathy and tendinitis. Now, the symptoms for tendinitis fit what I have. And so after all that research, I found out that sitting is actually a bad thing for tendinopathy. And you should actually exercise it. Your body has to strengthen that tendon. And the only way it's going to strengthen it is by structured stressing it to make it become stronger. And that's why, as I hike out here, my soreness actually goes away. When I'm 3-4 days into a hike, the first day my ankle will be pretty sore. And I say sore because it hasn't hurt. My ankle hurt one day, and it was after I had brand new shoes out of Clayton, shoes that I should not have had on my feet, and I hiked Albert Mountain, and my foot hurt. My foot hurt. I finally got into a pain level. It probably got to a pain level of 3 on Albert Mountain, and that scared me. So we went into Franklin, and we took like 3 days off, icing it and stuff, and come to find out, for tendinopathy, icing in rice is not a good thing. You should see these mists and these clouds coming in. You want to talk about paranormal activity right here at this grave site. That is spooky, making my hair stand right on end right now. That is some spooky stuff right there. But it is epic. And so we went to Franklin, and I iced for 4 days, iced and raised my foot, and it had no effect on it. Knowing now, it's not going to have an effect on tendinopathy. So anyways, I'm out here, I'm stepping, and I want to have full disclosure. And when I get to that 7-8 mile mark, my ankle gets sore to the max level of sore where it's starting to go into pain level. And that's when I try to cut it off and try to find a tent site. The last 2 days, I pushed 11 miles solid, and I did some crazy puds, pointless ups and downs, crazy puds out through this section. This is going to sound really stupid. The gaps have gotten deeper. The mountains haven't gotten higher. The gaps have gotten deeper. And everyone's like, "Oh, you get to Hot Springs, the trail smooths right out, and you just crank right on out through there. You'll be doing 20-mile days." No, I'm telling you, from I-40 all the way north of Hot Springs. I'm headed into Sam's Gap. It has not gotten easier. Yes, I was off trail for 3 weeks. I'm telling you, it has not gotten easier. I just talked to a whole bunch of guys in the shelter last night. They agreed with me. It's not gotten harder, but the trail hasn't become some golden road, let me tell you. So just be aware of that. So enough of that. I'm going to get stepping. I'm only doing seven miles today, maybe 8, and then setting up. I have an eye on a spot out a little bit further, and we'll go from there. So anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope you don't mind me talking. I get rambling a lot, and I apologize, but I just want to share. Day 92. Look at the mist in the woods. All misted up. It's pretty. That just happened while I was standing there doing that last video just before I left. Now I'm literally walking in a cloud. It's a lot cooler today than it has been the last 2 days, 3 days, last 3 days. This is day 4 out here. Food bag's really light. I need water. There's a water source coming right up. And the food bag's like empty. Running on E. But we're running. And it's crazy how heavy the food bags are when you roll out of town. And you need it. Like, you need it. You can't roll out of town with no food. It's just a curse of hiking. You're doing these 5-day stretches out here. You need food. So, but I got enough. I got an extra meal. I'm down to, if I eat the 2 snacks I have in my pocket today, which I probably will, I have no snacks for tomorrow on the hike out. Should be fine. I have breakfast for tomorrow morning, and I have an extra dinner. I could pull off the side. Remember that first night at the fire tower, I didn't have a hot meal. I just ate the big fatty and the nuts. That just sounds all kinds of wrong. But that's what I had. So I have an extra meal. So tomorrow, if I get really hungry, I could do an extra meal. The hostel I'm going to, I don't know if there's any shuttle service into town to get some yummy food. I don't know. The mist is clearing out. The sun's starting to pull through again. Probably gonna get hot. I don't know. After those thunder showers last night, temperature really dropped, so, and the humidity let up, so we'll see. I've been going down now for a solid 2.5 miles. I just can't wait to get to that gap. I just can't wait. I can feel the pain coming already. Well, there's no gap signage. I came from there. Some really nice tent sites in here. And I gotta go up there. Going up. At least it's a nice flat path. Looks like it used to be an old road. Oh, I found a shelter. Imagine that. I didn't know this was here. Boing. Shelter. Bear box. A lot of bear boxes. There's cables at the other places. I might take a break here. Figure out where I'm at. What the rest of my plan is for the day. I'm hungry. Well, I decided to take a break at the shelter. It's quiet out here today. I haven't seen anybody. No one. Not a single soul. I love it. Well, we're talking about ailments today. I forgot to mention, I think I finally had chafe. I never had chafe my whole life. But later in the afternoon yesterday, I started getting this burning sensation down my nether regions. I didn't quite figure out what that was. But in the tent at night, under inspection, it's some pretty gnarly stuff. It's like all bubbly and red and wow. So I got the old squirrel nut butter out. Actually, last night I cleaned it real well. And then laid in the tent, let it dry. Then I have this first aid salve. It's not triple antibiotic. It's a salve that Jen got me. First aid salve. I love it. I put that on last night. And this morning I put the squirrel nut butter on.
I haven't had any issues. I feel okay. Feels good. Literally no problem, but I've never had chafe before, ever. This is the first 5-day section I'm wearing my smart wool underwear, though. I carry a pair of smart wool underwear, and I carry a pair of ex officios. So I might switch back to the ex officios. I wore the smart wool because they were clean. The ex officios were being washed. And I was like, I'll just keep wearing these. But, yeah, I think it's time to try the ex officios again next 5-day stretch. And I carry 2 pair for a couple reasons. If I ever get totally drenched and I want a dry set of clothes, I want a dry set of clothes. I don't want to be wearing soaking wet underwear and not have a dry set of clothes to change into. And 2, I originally carried the smart wool underwear for odor resistance, and I was testing that this go around. But where I got the chafe wearing them, I'm kind of like, I don't know. And I can't tell you about the odor. Everything stinks out here. This shirt, this reeks. I mean, it stinks so bad. I can't even stand myself. I pity the poor person gonna pick me up. Amy, I'm sorry. And this thing is so clammy. Like this morning, you just cream it on there. Like, oh, it's awful. These shirts are nasty. And that's something you all are gonna have to get used to. If you're out here hiking, I mean, it gets gnarly. I love these things, these Quest protein bars. They're like, whatchamacallit. I like a whatchamacallit peanut butter thing. Oh, I hope I don't get sick of those. They're expensive as hell, but I love them.
Sitting in a big bed lake, looking in the clouds as a passing by, wondering where you at. I wish you could be with me and seeing all the things that we used to see. Is it just a dream? Like we used to hike with our little mic. I miss those days. Don't you feel the same? Now I'm all alone. You're out of zone. I miss those days. Was it just a game? Summer is the time to shine again. Join us for the ride and take the plane. Let's fly away. Summer is the time to shine and play. We already set to fly away like a kite. Summer kite, kite, 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 summer kite, kite.
Anaconda time. The vines wrapped around that tree just like an anaconda. Jeez. Oh, we did it. 7.5 miles, not a big day. Had 2 over 11 plus mile days back to back. I needed this 7-mile day. That's the pitch for the night. I got the tent airing out. I'm gonna pitch a little higher tonight to let everything air out and let the breeze go through. I don't know of a lot of rain coming in. Hopefully that works. We'll find out. I'm gonna grab some food. I'm starving. I got a 6.5 mile hike out. Nothing too crazy tomorrow. I got two bumps. I'm 3/4 of the way up this bump, and I got another bump, and then it's all downhill to Sam's Gap. And then I'm going to the Nature's Inn Hostel. Jen and I stopped there to drop off a resupply box, so I've seen it, and I'm pretty excited to have a little cabin. And so I have my own little cabin by a creek, so that's gonna be fun. So anyways, haven't said this in a while, but I truly thank you guys for watching, y'all who are watching. I'm trying to give good content and fun content, and I really appreciate the subscribers. And I just want to share this with everyone and share this experience. So I hope it helps. All right, talk to you later. Bye. Oh no, somebody lost their tire. I found your tire in the middle of the path. That's nuts.
Sitting in a big bed lake, looking at the clouds as they're passing by, wondering where you at. I wish you could be with me and seeing all the things that we used to see.